Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. It is finally time for me to open the GoPro Max. I have been sitting on this camera for weeks as I did all those GoPro 8 videos and the Insta360 1X videos, because the Insta360 is something I use quite a bit when I'm out doing action sports, and I've been very interested to see how the GoPro Max stacks up against this. I know Insta360 is working on something new, so in this particular video, we're gonna put that away right now. We're gonna focus just on the GoPro Max and how amazing or not amazing it actually is for recording yourself doing action sports. In this case, snowboarding. After that, we're gonna be doing some comparison videos side by side with the Insta360 1X. We'll also compare it to the Osmo Action and pretty much just the top action cameras out there right now. And when the Insta360 does come out with a new 360 camera to compete with this, we'll compare this to that too. My name is Sean Oz. This is the World of Oz. Make sure you've subscribed and click that little bell icon so you don't miss all this amazingly fun content that might help save you a couple of bucks and decide which one of these is right for you. The GoPro Max box is very similar to the GoPro 7, the GoPro 8, and pretty much all the current GoPro boxes. There's a strip at the bottom. It does have a rubbery coating all over the camera. Very similar coating to the Insta360 1X. Just like the GoPro 8, you unscrew it here, and it has two folding hinges at the bottom to mount it. It's much, much lighter than I expected it to feel. You do have to be careful of these lenses since they do protrude from the body. In the box, you get some of GoPro's amazing reading materials, as well as some fancy GoPro stickers. As you dig a little deeper in the box, you will find some more reading materials. We have a little pouch for it, which is nice. I didn't realize it came with a pouch at all. Nobody ever tells you it comes with a pouch in everybody else's videos. You see these, everyone talks about these, but nobody talks about the pouch. And the pouch is incredibly important because when you're moving around with it, you can put it in the pouch and still have it mounted on a tripod sticking out. The Insta360 comes with a pouch, and that's how I transport it all the time. That's not empty yet, so let's dig a little deeper. Whoa, 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 okay. We have some lens covers. You have your standard USB-C cable. I'm getting a lot of these cables lately. One mount that you can stick to something. It's curved like a helmet. And one battery. This battery is nothing like the GoPro 8 battery, so make sure you buy yourself at least one extra of these type batteries. That's where the dual battery charger and battery kit comes in pretty handy. We get another USB-C cable. You get a battery. You get the charger. You do not get any kind of charging brick. It is much smaller than I thought it was. It looks so much bigger to me in most people's videos than what it actually is. The lens covers are a great little thing that just sort of pop on and pop off. You can put these on before you throw it in the bag, because when you scratch those up, you're gonna have to send it in. As far as I know, I don't think these are replaceable. They don't seem to be. Be very careful with your lenses on all these 360 cameras. The hinge on the bottom, just like the GoPro 8, it's not quite a regular tripod mounting system. However, I do understand why it's not. And real quick, let me try to explain this. So the GoPro Max is a little different than most typical 360 cameras. You can flip-flop between 360 mode and hero mode, and what that means is in hero mode it films similar to just having a regular GoPro. It's only using one of the lenses, so you actually will want to angle your camera to capture what you want to capture. I did another video which you can watch right through in that card, or you can check the description below after this video to watch it, showing how hero mode works and how stable that actually is, even more so than a gimbal with the GoPro 7. If GoPro had just made a stationary mount underneath, then hero mode would be pretty much useless. By doing the same mount that the GoPro 8 has, it does allow you to flip-flop between an invisible selfie stick with the GoPro mounted directly above the selfie stick and angling it so that you can capture things in different views in hero mode. That is probably the main reason they put this style mount on the GoPro Max. As much as I'm not a huge fan of this, I get it, I understand it, and it makes sense. Now let's charge these batteries and get ourselves out to the mountain. Everything you're seeing right now is recorded on the GoPro Max. One of the cool things about this camera is it does have a 360 camera feature in it, but it also has what they call a hero mode, where it only uses one of the lenses and records just like a regular GoPro 7 or 8 would. It has horizon leveling built in. So I'm moving this around like crazy, and the horizon should actually be staying level right now. I'm gonna do a little filming, switching back and forth from 360 and the hero mode, and we'll watch that, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. One little talking bit while I was cruising, just to see how the microphones do here on the GoPro Max. Ah, you got me back! Lots of the things I see, but that's to see it snowboard too. So far, I'm really impressed at how long this battery is lasting and how I can switch between the GoPro mode with the regular Hero 8 or 7 and the 360 mode. Now the cool thing is with this Hero 8 mode, or Hero mode, you can just use the footage. You don't have to edit it again in post-production. Where we cut through, that works. I'm gonna head to the car. I'll catch you later, dude. One of the cool things I'm noticing about the Hero mode is you get this crazy super wide view. You can't change it while you're filming. You have to actually stop and film and then pick it up where you left off. And they call it Max Super View. It's crazy wide. It's really good for capturing yourself in action sports. And this time they even have the narrow view, which is something the GoPro 8 has, which brings it up pretty close to you. So for vlogging and things like that, the narrow or the linear mode is what I would suggest. I do wish they would let you switch between these modes while you're actually recording instead of having to stop and start over every time. But it's cool that you have these features at all. Now, I'm not going to talk about the resolution of the camera or any of that stuff in this video. We're going to go ahead and head back to the shop, bring all that 360 footage into the iPad, do a little editing. You've already seen it. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on how well this worked as an action camera, as well as a 360 camera. Wow, just wow. Now that I've seen all that footage, the 360 video, the Hero mode, I gotta say, I'm I'm sort of blown away. This should be something that everybody out there is talking about. Where 360 technology is at is mind-blowing. The fact that they're now mixing regular hero modes or a regular action camera setup into the 360 camera, and you can flip-flop between them, use the stabilization from the 360 wider field of view, and crop it in and make it so that it's just a regular action camera, is gonna open the door for all kinds of stuff. The fact that in that mode it surpasses a regular GoPro on a gimbal is absolutely boom. A few of the things that really stood out to me about this camera is that the color profile in full auto is just popping. I mean, it is so vivid and bright without completely over distorting what skin tones look like. The fact that I can film and know that I don't have to put all that time into post-processing to tweak and make my colors more vivid, that's pretty huge. This is by far the most stable camera that GoPro has made in their lineup. I do think that this is the first camera that is out there that can really say it is the gimbal killer. And I'm not talking about when it's in 360 mode, I'm talking about hero mode. The fact that you can turn horizon lock on and make it that stable is something we all should be paying attention to. GoPro has really just opened a door, and in 2020, I think we're gonna really start seeing people take advantage of this technology, and over the next few years, things are going to change. I say it right now, you're gonna see more and more companies, or at least action cameras, making things using digital stabilization with this type of technology and stop focusing so much on mechanical gimbals. Go back to 5 minutes and 35 seconds in this video and re-watch that clip where I'm moving the camera left and right and the horizon is locked. Go watch that other video that's linked in the description where I'm holding the camera right next to a camera, the GoPro 7 in a gimbal, and see how clean and crisp and stable the GoPro Max actually is. One other thing I really enjoy is that it does have a large touch screen on it. It's bright and quite easy to use on the mountain. You can see everything in full daylight, which makes it easy to set things up, switch between modes, and tweak your settings. While you're in hero mode, you can flip from the front to the back camera and see in that viewfinder what that lens is seeing. There's a shotgun mic in this version with 6 mics all around it in a sort of a surround, is that really, is it really surround? But there is 6 mics, and it makes for the audio being pretty true to what it is. Now there are some downsides. One of the biggest is that while in hero mode, the highest frame rate you can get is 60 frames a second. If it even did 120 frames a second, I could live with that. In the 360 mode, the fastest frame rate is 30 frames a second, which sort of sucks. You're not gonna be able to do any really crispy slow motion. You can still slow stuff down. The problem is whenever you don't have a higher frame rate and you start slowing things down, it becomes sort of blurry and sort of just not so good to look at. So if you are a 4K freak and you need that 4K 2.7 or 120 frames a second, 240 frames a second, this probably isn't going to be the camera for you. It really comes down to a trade-off of what you need, what's going to work for you, and what you're filming. I really do hope that this video, as well as others I've been making about this stuff, has helped you make up your mind for what is the best camera for your needs. It's just mind-blowing, man.